Okay, so today's the day before Thanksgiving, and it's time to make my carrot cake. You need eggs, you need a pound of carrots, you need canola oil or any type of vegetable oil, you need salt, you need baking soda, you need cinnamon, you need sugar, and you need flour. For the icing, you're going to need a box of powdered sugar or 4 cups of powdered sugar. You're going to need the Philadelphia cream cheese. You're going to need the real butter, not any kind of margarine or anything. And you're going to need a cup of shelled pecans. You're going to need to cut these into pieces. Vanilla extract and almond extract. I'm going to get this part put together, and then I'm going to go over exactly how much what my measurements are. Okay, so in here, I've got my 2 cups of self-rising flour, 2 cups of flour, 1 heaping tablespoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of soda, 1.5 teaspoon of salt. I've got my 1.5 cups of oil and 4 eggs in here. You're going to pour this in here, and you're going to mix this up. Once this is mixed up, then you add your shredded carrots. I have a food processor, and it shreds it up really good. So I'm going to get this all mixed up, and we'll go to the next step. Okay, so once it's mixed up, it should look like this. Now, the shredded carrots, I remember growing up, my mom, every year, we would make carrot cakes. And we would have to take those old metal shredders. I couldn't tell you the times I probably scraped my fingers, the skin off my fingers with those things. So once this done, I've got my Baker's Joy in the pans. Baker's Joy is a oil and flour mixture. And you're going to just separate this out into your 3 pans. Now, a trick. I'm not making but 1 3-layer cake this time for Thanksgiving because I might have to scrape that out. Because I'm not having the whole family here. Now, at Christmas time, I have all of us. So I have about 30 people here. So I make 3 carrot cakes. But the way to do that is you make your mix, your 3-layer mix. And instead of, when you're putting them together, making 2 3 layers, you make 3 2 layers. So, same amount of money, same amount of ingredients, and you can make 3 carrot cakes instead of 2. Just a little trick I do because I just, again, I like to save money. So, I'm going to get this in the oven. And then we'll go to the icing step. Okay, just to go over the ingredients again, you're going to need 2 cups self-rising flour, 2 cups sugar, 1 teaspoon soda, 2 teaspoons cinnamon, actually I use 1 heaping tablespoon of cinnamon, 1.5 teaspoons salt, 1.5 cups of Crisco, canola oil, whatever oil you prefer, 4 eggs, and 3 cups of carrots, which equals out to 1 pound, the 1 pound package of carrots shredded. Also, if you're like me and you forget to take out the cream cheese and butter until you start making the cakes, they need to be softened, not melted. So you don't want to put them in the microwave or anything like that. So what I do is I usually, while the cakes are cooking, I put them in the container and I just set them on my stove. The cakes go in the oven at 350 for 20-25 minutes. I usually check after about 20 minutes, and because you don't want to overcook them. You want them to be light and fluffy. Another thing, on your flour, anytime you're making anything from scratch, start with a fresh bag. So I always buy, before the holidays, I buy a fresh bag of self-rising and flour, and all-purpose flour. So just another one of those hints, something that you'll need for the holidays. So the cakes are done. You can see they pulled away, and they're fluffy. And you kind of push on them, but they're pulled away. And that's going to be bounce back when you're done, when you press on them. So I'm going to take these, and they're going to my cooling rack. So they're going to cool for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and put them in the plates to finish cooling. And I'm going to be working on the icing, and when the cake is completely cooled, we'll get it iced. So I'm going to start my icing. You mix your butter and your cream cheese. You mix it until it's well, whipped up. Then you're going to add 2 teaspoons. I just usually use 2 heaping cups of the vanilla extract, and then I use about 1/2 cup of almond extract. I just like the way it smells. It also kind of gives a little bit of a better flavor. A box of powdered sugar is 3.5 to 4 cups. You just add that in slowly until it gets to the consistency you want. And then I've got a cup of chopped walnuts. Another thing with the walnuts, make sure that they're nice in they're nice in tan color like this. If they're black or they're real dark, don't use them, because walnuts, if they're not fresh like this, if they're too dark, they're very bitter, and somebody will bite into it and it just ruins the whole flavor of the cake. So make sure you have good fresh walnuts that are nice color like this, and they're not dark brown or... Okay, so I did use the whole 4 cups of powdered sugar, and you should have a thick consistency like this. What I do is I add after I've got it whipped up, I add the powdered sugar, and then I add the walnuts last, and that way it kind of helps finish getting it good and whipped up. But again, it should be thick. Your icing should be thick, and it's got a cup of walnuts in it, a stick of butter, a block of cottage cream cheese, and 2 teaspoons, not tablespoons, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and a half a teaspoon of almond extract. So once these cool, I've got them on the plates now. Once these cool, I'll get them all iced up, and then I usually don't cut it, but I'll cut it today and show you how it looks, okay? Okay, so here is the 3-layer carrot cake with walnuts. I'm going to cut a slice out. I'll show you how fluffy it is on the center. And I will put the ingredients in the descriptions just in case y'all want the ingredients, a quick way to go and just check the ingredients. Okay. So that is, when you cut into it, you can see how light and fluffy that is. It doesn't have that pasty texture. So here you go. That's how it looks when it's finished and done.